You are watching the Global Gamers Invitational Tournament brought to you by iFixit. SCVs for the real world. The Handsome Nerd attire for the handsomest of nerds. And Esports United, sponsored by Intel. This broadcast is also made possible by IC Cup TV, TeamLiquid.net, and of course, Blizzard Entertainment. Hello everyone and welcome back. This is Mac with another Global Gamers Invitational match. This is Game 2 between F.A.O.D, the pink Protoss, and his opponent Dimaga as a blue Zerg. Dimaga taking Game 1 of this series on Metalopolis with a very nice late game Ultralisk Corruptor combo which just melted his opponent's forces in mere seconds. Once again, I do have to thank those sponsors. Thanks a lot to iFixit, but also a Handsome Nerd and Esports United. They have all generously donated to this tournament. iFixit providing the bulk of the cash pool, but also the Handsome Nerd with several t-shirts, and Esports United with several Intel processors, nice ones too, to the top 3 finalists of this tournament. Now, Mute definitely will need to change his play. The late game did not go well. One thing that is going for him is that, unlike Metalopolis, Lost Temple is a much smaller map. There are more cliffs to take advantage of, so Colossi will do better being able to take advantage of that. Ultralisks cannot get their surrounds quite as easily, but still I would recommend some earlier aggression. Out-macroing a Zerg player is just never a good idea, especially given the potency of a Zerg 4-gate strategy, but it looks like that will not be the case. There's a forward pylon down for Mute / I guess F.A.O.D, but he's also building that forward, so we're going to go in the same way as before. A fast expanding Protoss build. Meanwhile, Dimaga here is playing the same as before, spawning pool and extractor early, not going for the immediate fast expansion, but this is a good build because it gives you the option. You get a bit of a later expansion if you want, after you've scouted and seen what your opponent's doing, or you can play early aggression, throw out a Baneling's Nest, get that early Zergling speed, or get a lair tech early. So all very good options. I do like this build an awful lot. It's what I've switched to recently myself. And Mute, meanwhile, exactly the same as before, throwing down a cannon, going to put a gateway here to nearly completely wall off. There it is. Nope. Come on, bro. Let's see that gateway. Okay, well, he's going to make me look bad. We'll come back and see if I was right about where he builds that gateway. I guess he is instead going for the fast Nexus, given that large stash of minerals. Yes, there it is. This Overlord seeing everything, and I wouldn't be surprised if Dimaga takes this as a sign of weakness. That's a pretty big hole. I guess it's finally going to be plugged by a gateway. Cannon behind this wall will do nicely. Now, one very small Zergling hole here. One pylon could block that. So I suspect Dimaga might not be taking the bait, but there are 2 Lings coming in to have a good look around. Second Photon Cannon making it even harder to squeeze through. But a lot of Speedlings could definitely make it through, so a bit of a vulnerable position here, but Dimaga probably going to be content just to expand himself. Going to take out this probe with the Queen and Zergling fairly soon. No tech decisions yet. Dimaga still keeping his hand very close to his chest. But now that scout is down, I suspect we will be seeing something fairly soon. Sure enough, there it is, a Baneling's Nest. This is the Dimaga we know and love. There is several vulnerable points here. Forges have very few hit points. That was a change made a while back. Makes it much easier to bust through with Banelings, but also cannons. Only 300 health. Pylons, only 400, so this could be very quickly taken out. And without these supporting buildings, these cannons will be much more exposed to concentrated Zergling attack. This probe, however, might really put a damper on things. I don't think it's going to get a scout off, though. No, those Speedlings too fast. And the Protoss player has no idea what is in store. Dimaga producing Zerglings full tilt. And he has the speed. The Baneling Nest is now complete, so he can rally his forces up front, morph in some Banelings, and clearly F.A.O.D feeling the pressure. He did not see an expansion here, so probably knows a timing attack of some sort is coming, throwing down a tougher wall, more cannons, and still not a single Zealot. And that, I think, might be how this game is going to end. If these Zerglings just push right through, many of them will get torn apart by those cannons, but once he is in, and it will be game over. Instead, we are seeing a pile 17 Banelings. I haven't done the math, but I wouldn't be surprised if Dimaga has. He probably knows exactly how much damage 17 Banelings can do. Or he's just making a ton and seeing what happens. And we will soon see what Dimaga has in store. Even more cannons going down for F.A.O.D here. I don't know how he knows what's in store for him, but he certainly is reacting well, making a thicker and thicker wall. Banelings do not trade well blowing up on photon cannons, but maybe Banelings that got in on this Cybercore could probably hit these 4 buildings all at once. I don't really know. Dimaga is the king of busts, not me, so let's wait and see what he does. Finally, a sentry coming in. That'll do nicely to block this hole. A zealot also. So Zerglings can no longer run by, but here it comes. The Zerglings coming to absorb those hits. In come the Banelings targeting those pylons. Beautiful force field placement, but the pylons go down. I did not see that coming, and I can promise you, neither did the Protoss player. The Banelings now able to target those poor probes, and lol his wall. Dimaga takes the game. Just killing 2 pylons, and I know you're all saying to yourself, Mac, don't you ever get tired of casting these Dimaga games when he Baneling busts? Well, the answer is no. So thanks for tuning in, guys, and keep watching this tournament on IC Cup TV and on TeamLiquid.net, and until next time, have a good one and practice your Baneling busts.